Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Gal. Do another FF4 randomizer run. Um, Gonna go ahead and jump right in. This is your first time watching FF4 randomizer. We're going to start with 2 random characters. Could be a worse start. We start with 1 randomized key item. All of the treasure chests in the game are randomized. All of the shops in the game are randomized. The characters we can recruit are randomized. And most importantly, the key items are randomized in their own pool. Which also includes some of the special weapons and summons. So, basic goal of the game is to get... this mode is called Forge the Crystal. And what that means is instead of forging the Excalibur, we can forge the crystal that we need to kill Zeromus. And we can do this with the Adamant and the Legend Sword. So our goal is to find the Adamant and the Legend Sword in the pool of key items, bring them to the underground where the forge is, and then take the forged crystal to the moon, either using the darkness crystal to get the big whale, or getting the pass, which is customized to let us go through. The first step of pretty much any randomizer run is reconnaissance. We're gonna check who's in Baron Inn. We're gonna go pick up as many items as we can. We're going to stop at a bunch of item shops. We actually got a great bow, which is nice. And a bunch of mute arrows, which is nice. We're going to be able to back row glitch Sid with those. If you equip a ranged weapon on a character, they maintain their that status, I guess, for lack of a better term, even after you've unequipped the bow. So in this particular case, we're going to be equipping the bow on him, and then he'll be able to attack from the back row, which will be good for early bosses. And then we can equip the bow itself on Edward, who can use it. Yeah, like I said, early game, there's not a whole lot for us to do here except for check what we need to do and go shopping. Looks like we've got 2 twins. I couldn't tell which one was which. One's in Baron, one's in Kaipo. I'm actually going to go ahead and sell crystal armor here. And Sylph. You know what? We're just going to go ahead so I don't have to come back here. Unless I end up getting the Sand Ruby. But I'm not expecting we're going to need to come here. So I'm going to go ahead and just buy some Sirens. Sirens let you randomly summon a random encounter. The spot you use it in, there will be specific random encounters assigned. So it's actually really good early on to level up. And it's good late game to level up. There's a few specific enemies that are good for getting those levels that either have conditions where they can really easily be defeated, or that just give a lot of experience, or both. So we'll use those as the run goes on. get the treasury first and go up and activate the hovercraft. We may not even need it, but it's a pretty easy thing to just quick stop and do while we're here. Stops us from having to go back into the castle later. And gives us one more pickup that we would have missed. Oops, we don't have the hook. You know what? I think we can probably... We've got enough equipment. We should be good to check this. Let's get our sort in the top right corner. I want a life potion here. Hourglass, Zeus Rage. Hourglass. Stardust is good. We want Sid first. Technically, that would be more powerful, but Edward doesn't have a good weapon, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to give him the ninja hat, diamond armor. Not going to use the curse ring. We want to put the arrows in his right hand. Just does more damage that way. So yeah, that's all we've got for equipment. It's not a ton, but it's actually pretty solid for this party. Being able to... Sid is very high level and survives a lot just because of his ridiculous hit point pool. Leviathan for a cane, sure. We should be able to do this. This is going to be a percentage-based attack right off the bat. We have to do enough damage right away to that it's not going to just completely wreck us. Unfortunately, he does do magic damage, which could be a problem. Yeah. That's okay. That should do it. Using those items early is really one of the big keys. Both finding looking for items that you need and actually using them. You have to get over your RPG hoarder tendencies. Like, stuff like selling that crystal armor that I found. The crystal armor is the best armor in the game, and I just sold it for money. And the reason I did that is because I don't have a Cecil. Even if I have a Cecil, I won't be able to actually use him until we get to Mount Ordeals, or he won't be able to use the crystal armor until then. And for endgame, the crystal armor actually prevents the berserk status, which is one of the main ways that we actually fight the last boss. So we've got like 3 factors there that are holding us back, I guess, from using the crystal armor effectively. A, anytime soon, and B, at all. As a result, it's way more worthwhile to sell it for, like, what was it, 40, 50,000 gold? Crystal Shield we technically could use, but there's a lot of good shields, and it's not a necessity by any means. It's not like weapons where you really need to keep your good ones. Let's do a rune. Let's do a diamond helm. That'll probably go a little ways towards keeping us alive. I don't think he had... Oh, I didn't realize I had a samurai armor sitting there. Flame Spear? Flame Spear. Oh, totally missed that I had a couple of those. Whoops. Oh well. I'm gonna go save. And then we're gonna try the gauntlet. We still need to do Antlion Cave, and we did get the Twin Harp as our first key item, which lets us go do Dark Elf. Dark Elf is super resistant to... Or the Dark Elf spot is super resistant to magic. I guess worth noting there. Leviathan's not normally that easy when you're playing the vanilla game. If you did not know. He's like a super hard boss near the end of the game. We get... the bosses are all scaled using the stats of the thing that normally occupies that spot. So I think that one is Mom Bomb, the Fabul spot. Or not Fabul, Hobbs. The mountain. Awesome. Miss Dragon. Miss Dragon gives us a key item check, so it's actually really good. Also, it's not super powerful. As long as you don't, or as long as you watch its patterns. So, I'm kind of hoping that we can... That this should be a pretty safe fight. Like, Edward is going to take a bunch of damage regardless. It's Edward. He's a wuss. Yeah, Kane and Sid are in good shape, so we should be okay. Okay. So we'll be able to collect an item in the Village of Mist now because we did that also. Excalibur. Okay, I really hope we find a Cecil. Otherwise, we got some more cash. And again, even if we find Cecil, I'm not going to feel bad about selling crystal armor. We still have a crystal shield. We found 2 so far. So, yeah. Did we ever get any, or did we get any like tents or cabins or anything? No. Oh well. Should be fine. Kane can actually use a pretty good variety of weapons. Hey, there's a cabin. Awesome. I may just go in with this fight without the cabin. Depending on who the boss is. And we'll go in first and try it. No big deal. Okay, we're gonna grab all of the chests here first, so if I die, I don't have to go back to them. If you're going for maximized another crystal armor, it's giving a lot of Cecil stuff. I don't think he has anything else he can equip. Yeah, no. Free fight. We just wait. Actually, in this spot, it's probably faster to fight. With the equipment we've got. I'm gonna see if I can just take them out quick. That should kill him. Normally you have to wait for them to cast fire a bunch of times. There we go. Antland Spot only has 1,000 hit points, so it's even more free. Earth Crystal. So that actually gives us a pretty good sense of direction because we can now do pretty much all of the checks over in Toroya. We can go over there, we can raid the treasury, we can check 2 item shops, and we can use the Earth Crystal to get to, I believe that's Tower of Zot, and use the Twin Harp. So we'll do Twin Harp first, obviously, so that we don't end up getting transported back to Baron. Speaking of Baron, I'd like a white mage. I think that's a white mage. It's either a white mage or a black mage, and either way we can probably handle it. Thor Rages. We'll grab some of those. I forgot to save. You never know what the second fight is going to be, so even if you think you can handle the first fight in this, or in the Baron Inn, you want to save. It's not like it's a super high level spot, but we're also not super high level, so this should be, what, Mylon for the first fight? Yeah. Mylon's weak to fire. Kane has a fire spear. Luge. This could be annoying. I was hoping I could kill them before the dialogue started. There we go. We killed them the first form before they got too far into their dialogue. It's really annoying because they have this they have this very long back and forth. I believe this guy is still, or this version of Luge is still weak to. Apparently he's just weak to Sid. Or that spot has really low defense. One or the other. Darkness Crystal? That might be worth activating to get a 5th character quick. For him. Okay, that's what I thought. That's why I'm dumb. I've been trying to figure out why Kane felt like he wasn't doing any damage except when he was jumping. And it's because he's in the back row. Okay, so we got Baron in. I'm gonna go do the other shop checks real quick and get the big whale. We're gonna get our 5th character, then we're gonna do Toroya. Okay. Honestly, I'd be okay with having a fifth character to swap out also before I do any leveling in particular. Because Edward, this is not a spoon seed, so we don't get to use Edward as a spoon berserker. One of the things they added as a random feature, or as a feature you can turn on, is the ability to equip Edward with the spoon, which has a 255 attack power. Thus making him a spoony bard, which is a super, super old meme. From this game, even. We'll see who our fifth character is. I'm kind of part of me is tempted to actually just go real quick, do like one fight on the moon. Yeah, we're gonna do this quick. We're gonna grab our character. We'll get 2 more options in the tower, but this will give us a good variety. We'll get all our options. We'll know what we've got to work with. And this has the potential to be Edge or Fusoya, which are ridiculous. Like I said, we'll check the... We may do a quick fight. Quote-unquote quick. I mean, it's all relative, and this is not the best. Kind of hoping we're going to find a Cecil. We've got like 3 or 4 character options coming up. Edge is fine. I like Edge. You know what? I'm not going to worry about that leveling that I've mentioned, because Edge is super powerful. Like, Edge and Sid right off the bat is pretty good. I'm going to check the shop here. We've still got 2 more shops on Earth, and then 2 more in Toroya when we go there, so lots of shops. Silk webs are good. Don't have enough money. Spear, flame whip, iron. Whistle. We want 1 kamikaze. We don't need that. 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 Silk webs are a super slow. It says if you cast slow on the same enemy twice, and it's an item which tend to have very, very high accuracy rates compared even to the spells. So there's a few specific bosses that we're going to use it on. Or a few spots. Basically, if there's a few boss spots that tend to have very, very high speed, and depending on who's in those spots, you definitely want to curb that if you can. We've already got our kamikaze. Generally, you don't need more than 1 unless Plague's in a really bad spot. I like to keep them on hand as a way to quickly kill a character off for Plague, specifically. If you're not familiar, the Plague boss fight is cast the countdown spell on all of your characters. Countdown is when you starts at 10, when you hit 0 you die, which is in a lot of different Final Fantasy games. Let's see. Okay. Try to keep the items up towards the top that we're going to actually use in battle, or I need to access easily. But yeah, so Plague uses this countdown ability, but he'll recast it if anyone in your party doesn't have it on them. So, which resets the timer for everybody else. So you have one of your characters use a kamikaze, which kills them, and then bring them back, and he'll cast it again. There's also the potential to put a reflect on one of your characters before you bring the dead character back, and that character will end up dying, but in the process, he will cast countdown on himself. It will reflect back. Rune Axe is awesome. Another crystal armor. We've got money. And we actually have the earth crystals, so we can go over here and get the big treasury. Then we're going to go do Twin Harp next. Or Dark Elf. Ooh, that was quite the haul. I saw a couple good things float by there. I'm gonna need to decide if I want to try and have Horum frontline for a little bit, or be like or contribute to damage basically. Which I mean, for this first fight, we really need to do it that way. I forgot to actually go sell stuff and check the other shops. We've got most of the items we need at this point. That's what we're missing. Starvale. Let's see, that can go away, that can go away. We want that. We can use that. Should be able to use that. We don't need that. We've done most of our character checks. There's a chance we might have needed those, but it's pretty low at this point. I'll take my chances. Starveils need to go up towards the top and then all the way up. They need to be really easily accessible. Okay, and at this point, we're good there. Let's do a quick check to see if anybody can equip anything else. Rune's gonna be the best, or I think is his best. Fire's probably more useful. Good. Let's go strength on him. Zeus. Dragoon. Porum. We're going to go ahead and do Lunar Staff. I'm going to kind of do a hybrid for this one right off the bat. We're going to give her the Heroine Robe, which reduces her magic abilities. But she only knows Cure 1 right now, so I don't really feel bad. And actually, let's grab... I don't have an extra bow. So we're stealing Edward's bow quick. We're going to give her Great Bow. You have to equip an arrow. Then give her the Lunar Staff. Actually, let's give her the Power Staff for now. Then we'll do Great Bow on him. Okay. That'll let her hit things. She gets a huge strength boost there from the Heroine Robe and the Power Staff. It's not good late game, but it'll be fine for where we're at. And Dark Elf is super strong against magic, so whichever boss is here, we're not going to be able to use magic anyway. I need to stop stopping and trying to save at every point because there's a save point here. I'm going to save at the save point. It's a bad habit. I need to stop doing that. I need to stop checking my inventory and sorting constantly. And I need to stop sorting my items until I'm done. Like, the less times I resort my items, the better. General rule of thumb. A lot of the time save in this game is dealing with things like menuing. So we didn't actually find anything super good for the characters we have, unfortunately. Like, we have a pretty good variety of armor. Our characters are very survivable right now, but they're not very powerful. We still do... Oh, wait, no. We got a rune axe that I didn't equip on anybody. Duh. And I don't think we have any swords for Edge. Yeah. We're not using a dancing dagger. We're going to save just in case this is one of the bosses that is not something we can beat. But we should be fine. I mean, outside of Wyvern, we're in good shape, and Wyvern will just do a slight reformat on our party and be fine. You have to wait for this to go through. So one of the things they've randomized in this is the song that's associated with this. So we're going to get us... Edward's going to grab his harp, and there is a harp MIDI version of a song from another game. That sounds really familiar. We get a full heal. Aha. It's either Rubicant or the full elements fight. It's Rubicant. Okay. Actually, I shouldn't have hid. This is not going to be very worthwhile. I'm going to have him actually heal. Crap. Hopefully he's super weak. No. That was actually a lot closer than I expected. Glare usually does, like, straight 9s in a lot of cases. There we go. Edward didn't get hit by that one. We're going to Cure 2 on Orum. We're going to Cure 2 on Edward. We're going to Cure 2 on Sid. No, we're going to have Sid attack. That was not what I was wanting. He's equipped with mute arrows. He's supposed to be quad damage. They're just gonna kill him. Okay, so we want to mostly attack with Sid. We do want to take a minute here to heal. That shouldn't trigger his counter. That will. Ucho and Porum. He does enough damage for it to be worth it. Ucho and Porum. That works. Okay. Edward's the only one who didn't survive. Porum needs the XP so she can get at least Cure 2 and be semi-effective. Berserk. Perfect. She gets Berserk a lot earlier than Rosa, which is nice for the early game of the randomizer. Baron Key. That gives us a few more options without having to do underground. We don't have a way into the underground yet, which is kind of annoying. We're going to need that eventually, and it opens up a lot more. It opens up more shops. It opens up more checks. There's a few free checks down there. There's a few more places to recruit characters. It's looking like we're kind of just doing a goose chase through the overworld, and then we're going to probably have to do Underworld or Moon later to actually get the final pieces that we're looking for. And go straight into the tower. I hate navigating both of the towers. They have these really windy passages and look almost the same. I get lost all the time and it drives me crazy. Also, they have trap chests, so we don't want to open any treasure chests here. Unless we were looking to fight things, which we're not right now. We have a couple options on how we could fight things, or places to fight things if we need to level up. But I feel like we're in okay shape right now. Edge and Sid both start at higher level than everybody else, so that kind of gives us a good buffer. And we did find a couple good pieces of equipment at least. Rune Axe is good. We don't have a great spear for Kane, but we have a spear for Kane. Moon Boss. Not D-Lunars. This could be Plague. Killed him. Wyvern. Oh. Crap. I was not paying attention. Perfect. Should have done Kane instead of Edward, but whatever. Edward actually got some levels, and he's actually a really fast character, so he can be really good for giving items out. That's actually a pretty decent spot to get Wyvern, because it has fairly low base speed. Basically, the key with Wyvern is you just have to get ahead of them. As long as you get the opportunity to throw one Reflect down, you're fine. If you get 2 Reflects down like I just did, great. I should, like, go Lunar Sorcerer before I keep healing people. Waste of MP, but whatever. Second Sid. Better than Edward? Better than Edward. We'll see who the 5th option, or who the last option is. Unfortunately, we don't actually get to know what the item is until much later, and we have to go through this whole cutscene before we know who the boss is. Rosa. That's awkward. Okay, well, goodbye. And goodbye. Dragoon. That should at least keep him up. We have an actual archer, so we'll go Mute Arrows, Great Bow. Is leather better than cap? Not noticeably. Probably not worth the time I just took to check. Considering that she's going Sorcerer and Rune, definitely. Let's see who the boss is. We've got 2 low-level characters now, so, or lower. Yeah, we're gonna Hourglass that. Hourglasses let you free or cast Stop on all enemies. In this case, we are casting Stop on Mylon, who is or we're casting Stop on all the ghouls. We can't cast Stop on Mylon. But that means that he'll waste turns on occasion, telling his minions to attack us when they can't. Edge doesn't have a back row option, so he's doing very little damage right now. So I'm just not having him attack, so we get less counterattacks with lightning. I suppose I could have him start clearing out the ghouls. Perfect. Rosa gained 11 levels. If you're 10 levels or more under the next person, you get double XP. Or, no, 5 levels is double, 10 levels is triple. So Rosa being level 10, maybe 5 for that, means she got a bunch of levels. And then we warp out. Actually to Baron, which is, we have the Baron key, so depending on what this is, we will probably be using that. Rat Tail. We do not have the hovercraft, so we can't, we don't have the hook, so we can't turn it in, basically. Okay. Where am I at? 45 minutes. Okay. We'll see what Baron has for us, and then probably take a break. I think Blizzard Spear's better than Fire Spear. We'll check. Crap. I was not paying attention there. Well, let's get rid of Iron Arrows, Lit Arrows, Prisoner, Garb, Iron, Ruby, Leather, Iron. Since we still may have some more shopping to do, I don't want to get rid of all of the items, but the cheap ones like those should be fine to get rid of. A lot of those are like less than 100 gold each, and that doesn't even buy us 1 hourglass or siren or Bacchus wine, which we still need to buy. Bacchus wines are 5,000 a piece, and we need probably, I'd like to get at least 20 of them, depending on how early we get them. They cast, have somebody cast Berserk on themselves effectively. Oh, I forgot to check the spear. There are a few more things that are weak to fire, but we already fought both Mylons, so that takes a lot out of the pool. I don't think... We did also fight Rubicon, who's weak to ice, but we still have elements, which would have both of them, so it doesn't matter. And we know that one's Antlion, which I don't think is weak to either. Either way, we're going to just jump and it'll be fine. Do I have anything? No. This should be a pretty easy spot. He can do some decent damage with the counters, but we've got a lot of high damage characters. Does he not... Did I not re-equip his wrench? Crap. There we go. We're not going to go do the item fight right now. I want to get more levels first. But we will go loot a bit more, maybe? How full are we? No. We'll save it. We'll see who the king is. Kanazo. This should be doable. We'll see. It'll be unpleasant, but doable. So Thor Rage scares him and makes him lose the water, which prevents his big wave attack. Crap. I hesitated. I should have just attacked. Actually, I should have just waited. Yeah. Okay. It's not good. He's going to hide inside his shell. It raises his defense. He's going to start healing himself at some point here. Oh, nice. Weak to ice there, apparently. Whenever any of the bosses do the fade animation like that, you do pause and run animation, and it makes it go faster. Everybody got a level. We get another character option. Ooh. So yeah, brings his own gear too, so that he's got decent stuff starting out. We don't have a black mage right now. I don't really necessarily want a black mage long term, but it can be nice in the meantime, and he gets all the spells. He should be good at helping keep us alive, if nothing else. I didn't have good equipment for the other Sid anyway. Like, at this point, unless I find a Cecil, I'm probably sticking with this party. We'll see who what the item is. Luca Key. Good. He's got all my white spells that I like. Let's see. We want Warp. Stop. No. Okay, he does not have the black magic spells we need long term. Okay. So I think we're going to take our first break here. I'll pick back up right where I left off. Hopefully you're still enjoying. If you are, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comments. And as always,